In this lesson, we're going to extract everything related to activity form into its own component. So we're gonna go to the activities component, find markup for activity form, and right here, let's create new component with the name the activity form. And since this is the only place where this activity form component will be used, I named this file by using the prefix. And then inside of components folder, let's create new file, the activity form. Here we're gonna paste markup of that form. And first of all, we just need to move some imports from the activities component into the activity form component. So let's create empty script tag, go back to the activities component, and let's cut a few imports from here. Import of an icon, and import of base button, and then paste it inside of the activity form. And we don't need to reference components folder to import base button, since this component is located in the same folder as base button component. Also, we're gonna have to move state variable, which stores current text within text field. This variable is called new activity. Let's cut it from here and paste it inside of the activity form component. And then in order to use our new form component, let's import this component in the activities component from components folder. And then going back to the activity form component, and let's rename the event, which gets sent whenever we submit this form. The name will be submit. And let's also create separate handler function, which will be called submit, which is gonna send submit event to parent component. And to make things a little cleaner here, let's rename new activity variable on just activity. There is also one more occurrence of this new activity variable inside of template, so let's rename it also in here. And since we have renamed the event name, which gets sent whenever we submit activity creation form, let's just copy over macro define emits, put it inside of the activity form component, and specify proper event name. In our case, it is submit. The validation function can remain the same, which we will basically make sure that the activity name is not an empty string whenever we send activity name along with submit event to parent component. So as always, we need to import validation function in this file. Let's copy import from here and move it to the activity form. And keep only import for is activity valid function. Alright, so let's go through all the flow of creation activity again. Firstly, whenever we submit activity creation form, the event with the name submit is sent to parent component. And of course, to accept new activity name, we have to listen for submit event from the activities component. Let's add a listener here for submit event. And once we get this event, we're gonna tell parent component that we wanna create new activity by sending another event with the name create activity. And just to tell activity name we'd like to create, we pass it as an argument in here. So by using this special constant event, we get access to the data which was sent along with submit event from child component. And this create activity event is already declared within define emits macro. So all we have to do is go to parent component. In here, we already listen for create activity event. And as a listener, we use create activity local function. This is a very simple function, which is going to add new activity to the end of activities array. And because our activities array is reactive, by adding new item to this array, Vue is gonna re-render some parts of the view, which rely on this reactive array, for example, our activities list. And this way, new list item will be created and added on the page. So after we submit the form to create new activity, the event with the name submit is sent to the activities component, and along with this event, we send value which is stored within local variable activity. And then this new activity name will be added to the total array of activities. As we can see, we have a new entry in this array. And indeed, we see that the new activity sleeping has been created and added to the bottom of this page. So now we have an isolated component which represents activity form, which encapsulates all the logic needed to create new activities.